guys, welcome back for a new video. Today I'm hoping to cover a few different requests I've had all in the one video. I have done a makeup look that's kind of my everyday, something that you've probably seen in some of my more recent videos. This makeup look is also something that I wear to work on a regular basis, which is a request that I get a lot for easy, simple, fast, day-to-day work makeup. This is what I wear. And on top of that, I've also done half my face in high-end products, ones that I love, some that are new to me and that I wanted to demonstrate for you. And I've done half my face in drugstore alternatives. I'm not going to necessarily call them dupes because I haven't gone out specifically going, this is a dupe for this and this is a dupe for that, but I have done some of my drugstore favorites that I think are a good alternative to the high-end products that I reach for regularly. So I have half my face drugstore, half my face high-end. Pause the video now. Guess, let me know which one you think which is left or right, drugstore, high-end. Put it in the comments. You're going to find out in a second anyway, but I'd just be interested to see if you could tell. If you do enjoy this type of video, make sure you give it a thumbs up so I know, and let's get started. Okay, let's pop the hair out of the face. I've already applied my skincare. I am going to use one product. I'm trialing this at the moment. It's the Paula's Choice Shine Stopper Instant Matte Finish. It's supposed to control your oils. I'm going to put this on both sides of my face. I'm just going to pop a little bit, mainly around my nose, because this is where I get the most oily, I find. Until my skin decided to chuck its most recent tantrum, which you can kind of see I'm going a little bit spotty at the moment. It had been pretty clear, so I've been going for lighter coverage products. I have been really enjoying the Your Skin But Better CC Plus cream from It Cosmetics. I had been hesitant to try this purely because the shade range was a little bit off for me. I feel like I was in between shades. I have the light at the moment, which with my current tan that I'm sporting from the Summer Sunshine, this works for me. Otherwise it would be a little bit too dark. For a CC cream, actually has quite a bit of coverage as well. I'm just gonna pop a little bit on one side of my face. This, I guess, is gonna be the high-end side. It's now being decided, or the more expensive makeup product side. This blends into your skin really nicely as well. I'd say this has light to medium coverage. You can kind of still see a little bit of my blemishes through, but it definitely tones down that redness and evens out the skin tone. And it does have quite a hydrated look or finish. A couple of inexpensive alternatives that I reach for. One is the Skin Perfection 5-in-1 BB cream from L'Oreal. This one is a really nice product. It doesn't have quite as much coverage, but it definitely sort of smooths out the skin and blurs imperfections. The shade that I have at the moment is Fair, which is probably a little bit light in comparison to the CC cream that I've used. So I'm going to go instead for the Chi Chi, or Shishi, I believe it's actually pronounced, Super BB cream. This one's in the shade Light, and a really, really nice product as well. This one has SPF 30 in it, so a decent amount of sun protection. I'm going to pop this on the other side. Generally for a work makeup look for me, sun protection isn't as important because I spend 99% of my day inside, but if you work outdoors or you do need to spend a bit of time outside at some point in the day, even if it's just your lunch break, it's definitely worth it to make sure that you have some sunscreen somewhere on your face. To spot conceal, I've been reaching quite a lot for my Pro Conceal and Correct palette from MAC. This one's in the shade Light. Just tap it on any blemishes that I have. This is actually a little bit pale for me at the moment. I almost need the darker shade, the medium palette, but I just kind of make it work. As a more inexpensive alternative, I have the Sonia Kashuk Hidden Agenda palette, the concealer palette. This one I reach for quite a bit and actually lives in my handbag for touch-ups throughout the day. It has a couple of shades of concealer, a green concealer corrector, and then a powder. Really, really handy, useful, does a great job of concealing. And one tip I would suggest is just letting the concealer sit on your blemishes for a couple of seconds just before you blend it out, just so it can set a little bit and give it a chance to really kind of lock in that coverage, and then you can go and blend out the edges afterwards. You know what, I just realized you guys are quite zoomed out, so let's zoom you in a little bit. Is that better? So you can see me more? Let's go a bit further. So for everyday makeup, I think looking awake and under eye concealer is important, but for a work makeup look particularly, because I find that if there's ever a time where you're going to look tired, it's going to be at work. So to brighten up the under eye area, I do really enjoy the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, just in like the hollow of the eye here. and blend that out with a brush. Really make sure you work it into that inner part of your eye, that hollow there, and don't forget this outer corner here. There's also often quite a shadow there. I also find that the Maybelline Fit Me concealer is a great under eye concealer that I reach for quite a bit. This one is in the shade Fair Claire 15. This also has quite good coverage, maybe not quite as strong as the Urban Decay, but it's definitely up there and does a great job of brightening that area. We've used quite glowy products on the skin, so for me a powder is a must if I want longevity throughout the day. I've been really enjoying the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Airbrush Silk Pressed Finishing Powder. This one was a Christmas present of mine and I think it is fantastic. Really make sure to work it into that side part of the nose area. I find that that's where people start to sweat and get shiny. A similar and much loved drugstore powder of mine is the Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder. This one is so inexpensive and does an awesome job of keeping your skin matte, setting your makeup in place, and it's translucent as well, so it won't sort of impact the colour of your foundation. Just making sure to dab that over any areas that I have concealed, all those little pesky blemishes. Make sure that concealer doesn't move. That's our base done, and I'd say at this point both sides are looking fairly similar. Whether I'm doing a really quick makeup look or I'm doing like a full-on glam makeup look, I tend to not skip contouring. It's something that I find that's simple and easy and can really just transform your face. So my favourite of all time is definitely the Kevyn Aucoin, the Sculpting Powder in Medium, and something that I reach for every single day. If you have not tried this powder and you are looking to splurge on a contour, this is the one that I recommend to anybody and everybody. Need to like contour all the Christmas and New Year's and just January eating. If the Kevyn Aucoin is out of your price range, I do regularly reach for the Master Sculpt Contouring Powder in Medium Dark from Maybelline. This one was a new discovery from 2015, but I think it does a really great job. I love that the Drugstore is trying to up their game when it comes to contouring. Contouring is definitely not something to be afraid of, and if you are worried about making sure it blends, just go back over with your foundation brush or sponge, whatever it is that you used, blend along the edges, and that will make sure that everything is just meshing seamlessly together. I'm going to pop on a touch of bronzer to warm up the skin. This one's from Hourglass. Just kind of swirling this over the outer perimeter. The models prefer Soft Touch Mineral Powder is probably my most reached for bronzer of the moment. I love it. It does such a great job that I often pick this one up over many of my high-end bronzers. If you watched my 2015 favourites video, then you know that I have a new highlighter love. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Illuminator in Starlight. Love this. I feel like angels sing when you open this packaging. And I think even for the daytime, even for work, or I don't know, uni or whatever it is that you're applying makeup for, a little bit of highlight doesn't hurt. Especially this one, it just has a really nice finish to it. It doesn't feel like I've gone too over the top. It's easy to blend, catches the light lovely. A little bit on the Cupid's bow, on the nose. My drugstore dupe is the Physicians Formula Natural Nudes Shimmer Strips. This particular one, if you use this sort of top area here, particularly these two shades in the middle, they give you a really, really similar colour and finish to that Anastasia product. Whenever I put highlight on, I feel like I just want to go like this. Like I've got all the glow going on. Day to day, my blush tends to change up quite a bit, but one that I tend to reach for over and over again is my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in Mood Exposure. Definitely my favourite of all the ambient lighting blushes, and this one just seems to really suit my skin. It's a great kind of mauvey, neutral, pinky brown shade, and it just, I feel like it really lifts the skin. I'm just applying this wedged between the highlight and that contour slash bronzer. Two blushes which I think give quite a similar look to the skin. One is the Max Factor Cream Puff Blush in Lavish Mauve, and the other one is a favourite of mine, the Milani Romantic Rose Powder Blush. Both gorgeous. I'm going to go with, I think, the Milani today. Such a pigmented blush, you really don't need a lot of product. I'm going to give some attention to the brows because it's bothering me that they're not done at the moment. My go-to brow product has been the IT Cosmetics Your Brows But Better Skinny Pencil. This is in the Universal Transforming Taupe shade. I love the skinny little nib on this. I find that it's great for really precise brow work. Making sure that you brush all that product back through is a really important step to make sure that your brows look as natural as possible. I don't have a perfect drugstore alternative. One that I have been using quite a bit is the Maybelline Brow Satin. This one has a thicker little end to it, but it does a good job. However, the color of this is completely different and I don't really want to have two different colored eyebrows. So my other alternative and something I've been using quite a bit is the L'Oreal Paris Brow Artist Genius Kit. This one's in the shade medium to dark and I just think it works really, really well if you're looking for a brow powder. One thing that I don't change up day to day is the brow gel that I use. I pretty much have been exclusively using the Surratt Expressionist Brow Pomade. That's always such a tongue twister to say for me, so I'm just going to use that on both sides. Sorry that I don't have a drugstore alternative, but there are plenty of brow gels out there that you can use. This is what I reach for. I have a bit of a confession to make. My eye makeup for day to day is really, really simplistic, purely because I get up super early. I do not have a lot of time to do my makeup in the morning, and I feel that what I do, it just works for no matter what I'm wearing, no matter what I have going on that day. So I just go with it, and then I be creative more on the weekends or when I'm doing makeup tutorials and things like that. So it's going to be super, super simple. The first step is to put a little bit of bronzer in the crease with a fluffy brush. So I'm going back in with the Soft Touch Mineral Powder for the drugstore side, and then I'll go back in with the Hourglass product for the high-end side. Making sure just to swirl that around in that outer part of your lid, that outer corner. Then if I'm feeling extra fancy, I'll go in with a little bit of contour powder on a smaller, more precise brush. I'm going to run this more deeply into the crease, kind of concentrating more on that outer part and that outer V, just to add a little bit of extra definition. I'm also going to pull this just on the outer part of the lower lash line as well, making sure that all joins up together. As you can probably see, I'm really not taking a lot of precision or care with the application. That's what I love about this kind of makeup look or this kind of eye look. It is really easy and you really don't need to be a professional. You really don't need to be paying attention. You really don't need to have a lot of time to be able to achieve it. Okay, dusting off that brush onto the back of my hand, I then go in with a little bit of my highlight. We're not even breaking out the eyeshadow. That's how simple this is. And I pop a little bit right on the lash line in the center of my lid, and then also a little bit on the inner corner of my eye. You could leave it there and go on to mascara, but one thing that I do enjoy and one thing that I feel like really lifts a makeup look, adds a touch of sophistication to it, is a little bit of liquid liner. I particularly like doing just a thin line with a little bit of a wing, just a small wing for day to day. I know that it's scary and I know that liquid liner can be difficult, but if you do include it in your everyday makeup, it gets easier. Practice makes perfect. I don't have a high-end alternative. The two that I reach for are the Physicians Formula, this is the 2-in-1 Lash Booster Eyeliner and Serum, and the Maybelline Hyper Sharp Wing. So I'm going to use the Physicians Formula on the high-end side because it's a little bit more expensive than the Maybelline, but either are awesome and I would definitely recommend both of them. I can never quite get my eyeliner perfectly even, but it will do. Last step on the eyes before we do mascara is a little bit of nude eyeliner in the waterline. I've got MAC for the high end and NYX for the drugstore. This step will really make you look awake on those early morning starts. Don't forget to curl those lashes. Then for mascara, I've been trialing the new Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir, which is a lovely mascara. This one has fibres in it which help lengthen and also add volume as well. You can see the little fibres in the brush formula. I'm going to put that up against my tried and tested Sephora Outrageous Curl. I'm going to use the Max Factor Masterpiece Transform on the lower lashes. Just wiping off the excess gunk off my lips. Did you get that? Did that make sense? Good. I am kind of changing up my lip products from day to day, but I tend to go for a general theme. I usually use like a pinky brownie nude lip liner, so I'm going to be using the Gorgeous Cosmetics Barely There lip pencil, and my inexpensive alternative is the Australis Misbehave lip pencil. I'm just lightly outlining my lips and then feathering the product in a little bit. I still absolutely adore a matte lip, but recently I've been going a little bit more towards the shiny glossy finish. I've been reaching a lot for the YSL Rouge Volupte Shine in number 9. It's a gorgeous, just neutral pinky shade. Has a very pretty sheen to it. Now, this is a completely different product type, but an inexpensive alternative and something that I also use quite often is the L'Oreal, I can't remember what these are called, these kind of gloss things that they have. This one's in the shade 600 Nude Vibrato. A little bit of setting spray just to finish off the entire look. This one is from Urban Decay. I know, high-end, but it is the one that I use every single day. And that's it. I think I'm even going to add a little hair this or that kind of alternative. So I do love the Orbe Dry Texturizing Spray, and I'm going to pop a little bit of this just into my hair to help zhuzh it up a little bit. This is kind of the look that I go for on an everyday basis, whether it be for work or at home. And then another product that I've been using quite a bit, this is the Tresemme Perfectly Undone Dry Defining Spray, a inexpensive alternative. Just give it a little bit of a zhuzh. Okay, I think you're ready to head out the door. I hope you guys found this video helpful and found it enjoyable, seeing some of my high-end everyday products that I reach for regularly, as well as some drugstore alternatives that I also love and would definitely recommend. For a list of all the products used as well as my social media links, definitely check the description box. And other than that, I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. My name is Rachel, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye!